What's going on Unfazed crew? Today I'm in downtown Phoenix with my buddy Martine. We're doing a little spin scooter riding, and we stopped down by the USS Arizona Memorial. So this is actually an actual anchor from the USS Arizona that was sunk in 1941. It was December 7th, 1941, I believe, was the attack on Pearl Harbor. And this was donated by the Navy to the state of Arizona. And this is the real anchor from the actual ship. I wasn't planning on doing any kind of like historic vlog or anything like that today, but I do think this is definitely worth documenting. It's something I never even thought about documenting. So here it is. And we'll show you the little rest of the park down here. There's some like gun turrets, and it looks like there might even be a 9/11 type memorial over there, so we're gonna go take a look at that. There's some Korean like religious ceremony going on over here, so it's pretty cool. And then of course a lot of homeless folks, but yeah, we'll show you what it's like. This anchor from the USS Arizona BB-39 has been permanently loaned to the state of Arizona by the United States Navy. Look at that, the real anchor from the USS Arizona.
Here is the actual bombing of the mighty USS Arizona by Jap planes. These pictures were made by a fearless cameraman who thought nothing of his personal safety to make possible this record for all posterity. A single lucky hit was responsible for the disaster that befell the Arizona when a Jap bomb falling directly through one of the battleship's funnels exploded in the engine room and set ablaze tons of fuel oil. Dense black smoke billowed to the sky as the massive control tower began to keel over. The Arizona's courageous crew stuck to its guns until the very end. Here was displayed heroism that will live forever in the glorious annals and traditions of the American Navy.
Look at him work.
Look at these big gun turrets. Loop around. You can see the state capitol straight ahead. And there's Martine.
If you look up, that's the actual signal mast.
Yeah, there's the mast. Look at that. Wow. And this is what pulled the United States into World War II. I mean, of course, the full attack on Pearl Harbor, but the USS Arizona sinking and being bombed is a huge part of that. Oh, look at a baby. Look at the naval baby down there. Got some kind of annoying singing there, but it enhances the experience. If you guys want to pause that and read it. Welcome to the gun show. Now I'm looking for a placard that shows if these are like original. I don't see why they wouldn't be, because they have the original anchor there from the USS Arizona. They could be reproductions, but I tend to doubt it. And then of course here, a little somber, serious moment here. These are all the guys who lost their lives on the USS Arizona. As you can see, there's hundreds of them. Possibly thousands. But as you can see, it was pretty horrendous. Oh, check this out, a time capsule. To be opened July 4th, 2075. I hope we're there. I hope we can vlog it. The capsule contains the names of all contributors and donors who made the USS Arizona Memorial a reality. The Reynolds Metals Company presented the time capsule to Governor Raul H. Castro on June 4th, 1976. The capsule was sealed December 7th, 1976, bicentennial. Look at that. It's a very nice memorial. As you can see, a lot of names. A lot of Navy guys who passed away, sadly. The scale of these is kind of hard to capture. Like, this is gigantic. Any of you guys have ever been on any naval ships, you know these things are no joke, man. Huge. The state of Arizona was established in 1912. Relatively young state. Here's another look at the anchor. Pretty badass. No swimming, no bathing, no washing in fountain. Thank you. Guaranteed that's why there's no water in here. People were probably bathing in here constantly. I wish I was joking. This is a big boy too. This thing probably weighs like 3 tons. Here you can see the names of all the lives that were lost. Here's some specs on the USS Arizona Battleship, number 39. If you guys want to slow this down or pause it and take a look. Here's a little bit more right here. World War II began for the United States with a surprise attack by the Japanese on Pearl Harbor December 7th, 1941, and ended in Tokyo Bay on September 2nd, 1945. The two most striking reminders of these events are the sinking of the USS Arizona and the Japanese surrender aboard the USS Missouri. I've been on both. Well, I've been over the remains of the USS Arizona in Hawaii, and I went on the deck of the USS Missouri. All right, in honor of those who served this great nation on the silent service of military submarines in the U.S. Navy. Oh, I got an echo. A little bit of an echo here. Look at this. Well, it's not yellow, but pretty cool. I think that's its own special kind of like claustrophobia. Like, you got to be a special type of person to handle a submarine, you know? And here's some more memorials, of course. I think these were all different submarines that were lost in World War II, based on the years. Oh, it goes all the way back to the 20s too, 1927, so probably just any submarines that were lost. This is great. I have never seen this before. At least I don't remember it. Oh, this is tragic. Arizona Law Enforcement K-9 Memorial. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Oh my goodness. All these poor babies. Oh, K-9 Woo. Rest in peace, Woo. That's nice they have this though, but that is truly heartbreaking. Wow. That hits a little bit different, doesn't it? R.I.P. babies. All right, so one of these days I need to digitize these old VHS videos from when I was a kid, because in 1999 I went with my parents and my grandparents to Hawaii, and we went to the USS Arizona Memorial, and we actually went over it, went out on the boat, you know, got to see oil coming up from the ship and everything, and I don't have access to that footage right now. It's not digitized, so that's a nice reminder, something I got to do, because I would love to splice in some of that footage of when I was a kid actually going to the USS Arizona Memorial. And we went again when I was a teenager. That footage is probably floating around somewhere too. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to say, yes, at one point I did go there and I was above the wreckage, and it was heavy, man. It had a very heavy feel, similar to that of like Ground Zero. It was like, oh yeah, this is serious. It's very somber, you know? And obviously that doesn't really translate here, you know, this is just kind of a park downtown by the Capitol, but still, gotta come in with some respect, you know? Okay, so this is not specifically 9/11, it's just an Arizona Fallen Firefighter Memorial. So a memorial dedicated to the courage and memory of Arizona firefighters and paramedics who gave their lives in service to others, and that honors those who live with their absence. So yeah, pretty beautiful. It definitely does look like something from like a 9/11 memorial, but very similar, honoring firefighters and paramedics. Got some great statues here. Yeah, this definitely has a cemetery type feel, minus the cheering off in the distance. But yeah, these are pretty beautiful. Nice that they put something like this in here, definitely. All right, so this is the 9/11 memorial right here. Sorry, they're kind of noisy over there, but this, yeah, 9/11 memorial. And the artifact, it says, this memorial encircles a piece of steel salvaged from the World Trade Center site, stone rubble from the Pentagon, and soil from Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where that flight crashed. I think it was Flight 93, correct me if I'm wrong. The inclusion of an artifact from each of these three sites of the September 11th attacks helps us in Arizona physically represent events that happened more than 2,450 miles away, transcending not only time, distance, and the passage of time. Let's go take a look. Eerie. All right. So here is a piece of steel from the rubble of Ground Zero, from one of the Twin Towers. It's crazy, like nobody's here and then a bunch of kids show up fighting. If you want to make videos, you just got to get used to stuff like that. It's just kind of how it goes.
You do.
Am I right?
It happens all the time.
Yeah, literally nobody's here. And I'm like, oh, let's go pay our respects to the 9/11 memorial. And then these kids come up like wrestling like over here. They're like...
Perfect timing. Just
yeah, it was
timing.
kind of hilarious actually, but a little annoying.
Okay.
So yeah, from what I can gather, this is it. This is the piece of steel. It's kind of crazy that it's not like protected or like in a case or something. It's just kind of out here, you know? But yeah, there it is. When I went to the 9/11 memorial a few years back, I made a point to touch things that you were not supposed to touch. It's just how I roll. There was like some staircases and stuff, reached over, felt it, you know? And it's something I actually am like very fascinated by. Like September 11th, you know, borderline obsessed. I think it's, you know, it's very fascinating. Obviously, it's tragic. I have a lot of respect and sadness for the people that died that day, but there's a lot of unanswered questions around it. There's a lot of things that just fascinate me about it in kind of a morbid way. So Janet Napolitano put this here in 2006. There we go. Kids are gone now. Let's take a look up here. Oh wow, look at this, okay. Oh, it's like a timeline, okay, interesting. Now at first I thought, oh, this is all steel from one of the World Trade Centers, but I guess it's just that little piece right there. Still a nice memorial though.
So if you checked out the timelines, there's actually two. The top timeline retraces like the critical events that happened, and the bottom from left to right retraces what followed.
Interesting. That's crazy, man. I just find that wild too. There's stuff from the Pentagon, there's stuff from the World Trade Center site, and there's soil from Shanksville, Pennsylvania underneath. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I was saying, this would be a great place to do a paranormal investigation sometime, because there might be some energy attached, you know?
Right. Definitely.
Do a little spirit box EVP session or something. You just got to watch out for the homeless around here and some of the unique characters that come out after dark, but or little Korean kids photobombing us, but they're okay. They're fine. They're fine.
They're having fun.
Yeah. Here they are again. I was like, hey, let's go back there and film. Nope. There they are. They're okay. Little bastards. Actual size. The man was a giant. All right, so Martine has not been in an unfazed video since we did Terror Trader back like
right.
2, maybe pushing 3 years ago. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's closer to 3 years, and
That's
even
crazy.
then, it was just behind the scenes. I was only the camera person. Love to help out.
Thanks, man. Yeah. And then you have a YouTube channel, but it's been kind of dormant now because you've been more focused on like Instagram type content and stuff.
That's right.
But are you thinking about getting back into doing your stuff?
We will see. There's some ideas, some things, some creative concepts that I'm thinking about, but it's mostly travel. But we'll
Cool.
see where that goes.
Nice, nice. That's linked down below in case he gets back to it soon. Eusebio Francisco Quino. Don't know anything about him. Let's find out.
The first and strengthen the ties of friendship and comprehension between the people of both states of Sonora, presented this statue to Arizona in August of 1967.
Wow. It's very legendary. Look at that. Except for the bird poo on his head, but you know, it's bound to happen. What's going on over here? Creepy. There we go. Navajo code talkers. Check that out. That was a brilliant idea on the US's part. Were it not for the Navajos, the Marines would never have taken Iwo Jima. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know, they would enlist Navajo code talkers in the military to be able to speak in a language over the radios that couldn't be deciphered by the enemy. So Navajo, obviously, very hard to learn, not a super common language like English or Japanese or anything like that. So the Navajos were a very important part of the war because it was really hard for them to crack the code of what they were saying. You know, it was actually really cool. I don't know if any of these guys are even alive anymore, but when I was in high school, we had an old Navajo code talker, war vet, come and talk to us, and we couldn't understand him. No, I'm kidding. But no, he really did come, and he spoke to our class, and it was like it wasn't in the gym, but I think it was in the library, and there was a whole bunch of us that came to see him, and he was very old at that time and in a wheelchair, and he you know, told some war stories and talked to us. And I remember Mr. Zamar, one of my favorite teachers, history and government teacher at the time, was like, hey, you guys should go see this guy. He's like, there's not gonna be many of these guys left for very much longer. He's like, it's kind of a special thing. I remember they had a Holocaust survivor come and talk to us, and like a few weeks later they had Navajo code talker come and talk to us, and that was pretty cool. I like when schools do that kind of stuff, and I'd have to look, but I don't know if any of those guys are still alive, so that was pretty awesome. So out of curiosity, we looked it up, and there are only 2 surviving Navajo code talkers left. 2 guys, that's it. So yeah, wild stuff. This is amazing right here. So this is a Vietnam War memorial right here. These guys are straight up like G.I. Joe status. Look at that. Yeah, this is beautiful. So yeah, this is a memorial, sorry about the shadow. Memorial dedicated to the Vietnam vets right here. Here are all the folks who passed away in the war. From a historical standpoint, I would say I'm most fascinated by the Vietnam War. I think it had some of the most interesting war movies made about it, and I think some of the most interesting documentaries. Just a fascinating conflict. Obviously terrible, never should have happened, but one of the most interesting to me for sure. What's your favorite war, Martine?
Mexican-American War.
Classic.
This is where they actually recorded the sound. Boom.
Yep. I'll get a gordita crunch, please. To go. Oh, it's beautiful. Dedicated to you, a free citizen and a free land. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've actually never been up here. So there's the House of Reps right there. And then there is the state capitol with the bugle angel lady on top. So you've actually been inside?
Yes.
Yeah, I have not. I don't think so.
A couple of times when I was like in elementary school, we got a little tour of the inside and like the different houses and how they do the process.
Oh, it's awesome.
If you ask me how to, I don't remember. All I remember is that they have the House and the Senate separated.
Wow. What gave it away? No, I'm kidding. No, I've never been in here, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Nobody's working today because it's a Sunday as of the recording of this. There's the House of Reps. Arizona Capitol Museum. Take a look inside. Oh, juicy. What's going on here? Some kind of mineral. Looks like petrified wood is what it looks like. Huh. Here's a look at the Capitol. Marty! Very Back to the Future right here. If you had a clock up there, absolutely. I guess for part of that, Christopher Lloyd actually went up there and was like super scared of heights. And there were parts of it, obviously, like the close-ups where it was like a soundstage, but I guess they really had him go up there for parts of that, for like the faraway shots.
I mean, it looks like a practical set to me.
Yeah.
Right.
For being scared, I mean, I'd be scared. I'm scared of heights. That would suck.
100.
Yeah. If you were up there, like, no thanks, man. This is pretty cool. Looks like the Rocketeer. So this is actually crazy. A few years ago, you guys might remember that video I did on the homeless epidemic down here in downtown Phoenix. And this is close to the area. Like there were like Skid Row tents and things and people living down here and people living over here. They've really cleaned it up. I may have spoken too soon, but like overall, like a whole heck of a lot better than it was just a couple years ago, even a year ago. Huge improvement. So, you know, good on the city of Phoenix. I don't know if they pushed them elsewhere or if they got moved to other places. But yeah, so far they really have cleaned up a lot of downtown. So good job. Now that being said, still over on the west side, still over in Glendale, there's still a shit ton of homeless people. It's still a huge problem. It's still very sad. It's still very bad. But around here, just like the past few blocks that we rode past on these scooters, whole hell of a lot cleaner than it was just a year ago. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction.
been here since 2001.
So this is outside of the baseball stadium, this cool contraption, very Pee-wee's Playhouse, you know, very fun. This thing's been here for as long as I can remember. It's a very interesting experience downtown. You get fun contraptions like this, you got cool stadiums, you got a little bit of history, some good restaurants. And then you got a lot of homeless people screaming at the top of their lungs and pooing on the sidewalk. So it's interesting. I gotta say, it's one of the best smelling alleys I've ever been in. It smells like Sonoran dogs. Like, it smells good. This is a nice alley. Fatty acids. Dude. That's how you know you're in downtown Phoenix. One of the friendliest places on earth. Uh-huh.
Get drunk, smoke, play instruments, and fun.
Yeah, this area, like I was just saying, has been very gentrified and very Californiaized for sure. Like, this used to be kind of a shit area with not a lot going on, right?
Exactly. It was like not taken care of. Plots of land that were available for you to purchase, and now it's just completely
Built up,
overtaken.
yeah. If I told you this was like part of LA, people would be like, yeah, for sure. I knew I smelled hot dogs. Obligatory desert wall art. Look, it's laughing cacti. Bless me, Ultima.
It is.
I like the giraffe graffiti. It's cool. It's a big boy. Somebody spilled their cocaine. It's popping off behind me over here. Look at this. Samsara. So nice and clean. So this right here used to be a great little record shop called Revolver Records. I don't think it's been Revolver Records for probably like 8 years or so. It's all closed up. I don't know what it is now. Looks like they cleaned it out and turned it into some kind of bar, which is cool. Glad it's turned into something. But yeah, this used to be a record shop. And First Friday is like an arts event festival thing that they have down here on the first Friday of every month in downtown Phoenix. And usually there'd be some bands outside here playing and the record shop would be all opened up, and it was a cool spot. But yeah, I guess there were rumors that this was gonna be torn down, but now it looks like they're turning it into something else. So yeah, Revolver Records, RIP, man. Yeah, this area has changed quite a bit. Those are fairly new apartments over here. They've definitely fixed it up quite a bit. There he is. There he is. There's Angel's Trumpet, pretty cool little ale house. And this used to be a place called Film Bar, which no longer exists, obviously. I don't know what they're gonna turn it into, but I'm sure it's some prime real estate now, so it's gonna turn into something else. But yeah, this used to be a movie theater bar with a little movie theater in the back. And I only saw one movie here ever. It was a Dennis Hopper movie. Can't even remember the name of it. It was absolute trash. It was so, no disrespect to Dennis Hopper, he's a great actor, but it was a bad experimental film. It was a piece of shit. But yeah, this was a place that had popcorn and beer and a little movie theater in the back. And back when I was like 18, 19, 20, 21, I thought it was so cool and so hip. But yeah, it has not been open for quite a while. I'm sure they'll turn it into some hipster bar very soon here. Is hipster even the term anymore? What do people call it now, right? And then you got Cobra Arcade over here. That's fairly new. Not the arcade, but that building. And this is like an arcade bar. Copyright music. Anyway, that's Cobra. But yeah, this used to be Film Bar. They used to have a little pizza like wagon out here. They'd make little brick oven pizzas right out front here. Yeah. Sazerac. They have stogies in there. This video is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a good time. I love the art here. This is great. Cocktail Carnival. That's cool. It's like something from the 1920s. Look at that. Hooters is no longer listed there. What a shame. So this is crazy, guys. So we came down here to go to Hooters specifically. I mean, obviously we did a whole, downtown vlog and everything, but we're like, oh cool, then we can do a food vlog of Hooters before it closes. Well, I regret to inform you, the downtown Phoenix, Arizona Center Hooters is now officially closed. And not just closed, like fully gutted, making way for a new business. So this was formerly Hooters. That's where the wings would be made. That's where the boobies would bounce. But no more. Alas, no more Hooters. Crazy, right? So yeah, we were gonna do a food vlog, but guess not. So we'll probably go get Jersey Mike's or something else, the sponsor of this video. But yeah, let's a look inside what used to be Hooters. Crazy, right? One thing I will try to do though, if there's any other Hooters still open in the valley, I will try to get a food vlog for you guys there of one of the last remaining Hooters before they go bankrupt and most likely close and go away forever. I could be wrong. I don't know their business plan. Maybe they'll rebrand or stay open somehow. I don't know. But yeah, I'll try to get you a Hooters vlog if I still can. But yeah, it's a shame, dude. Definitely remember coming to this one quite a few times. Strange.
It has been a long time since I've tried their food.
When was the last time you ate at Hooters?
It's got to be more than like 7 years.
7?
Yeah, long time. And last time I ate, it wasn't great.
Yeah, the quality was not really there. It was more about the boobies.
That is very true.
So for perspective, Martine and I actually used to work in that building right there, the Bank of America building, for a company that shall remain nameless. And we met probably what, 2018, early 2019, something like that?
About that time?
Yeah, it's crazy. And now we're on to other things. I always thought it'd be cool to work at these ones over here. This always reminded me of Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard. A little bit. But yeah, actually on my lunch when I worked over there, I would actually take walks sometimes because we get hour-long lunches. And I'd walk over here quite a bit. And I would like walk around. Sometimes I'd go to the subway over here.
They've got this nice little like garden area too down there, which is like nice and peaceful. So if you want to enjoy your lunch and have some peace and quiet, it's a good spot to check out.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice little area. We've never given this one like a proper mall vlog because I don't really consider this a mall. But I guess it's kind of like an outdoor sort of strip mall kind of thing. So I gotta say, I've not been down here in a couple of years. So this is a lot different than I remember. When's the last time you were down here?
Couple of years as well, maybe a year, and that's just to check out Oppenheimer in theaters.
Okay, you saw it at this AMC?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Yeah, it's been probably, I'm gonna say about 2 years. I think Emmett and I did a video here right around New Year's, and we almost got in a fight right here. It was kind of a weird situation. There was this guy standing right over here, and he was like, hey, will you take our picture? And I guess, no, it would have been around 2020 because everyone was paranoid about COVID. And I was like, nah, I'm good, man. And then he's like, come on, take my picture. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I just kept walking. And then the guy got like belligerent and started like cussing at me and wanting to fight with me. And I was like, then at that point, I'm like, this guy's nuts. I definitely don't want to take his picture. And then he started freaking out. And luckily there was a security guard right over here. And he came over and started talking to the guys, and we walked away. But it was just weird. It was like a very Curb Your Enthusiasm situation. Like, you have to take our picture or I'm gonna fight you. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't know where your hands have been. Your grubby ass phone. This is interesting. Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot down here, man. Alright, so I wasn't really planning on doing a vlog today, but this was a fun kind of spontaneous downtown vlog. Let me know if you guys would like to see more vlogs like this, kind of exploring the valley, downtown, or other parts of the city. Yeah, it was kind of cool. We got to see the USS Arizona anchor, the 9/11 Memorial, some of the stuff around the Capitol. That was kind of cool. And we took a fun little spin on these spin scooters, which was actually a pretty good time. Good way to get around downtown. So anyway, if you guys are new here, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out Unfazed Frights. Check out Martine's channel. I got that listed down below. Check out Star Map. Check out No Expectations Video Store. Check out the Patreon, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Remain unfazed.